Hello everyone and welcome to the Pop-Up Masterclass second semester. It's me, Matthew Reinhart, and I am ready to teach you more about paper engineering, or as everybody really I like to call it, pop-ups. Anyways, let's get started. Well, students, today we're going to make a pop-up that is really interesting and different than what we've done before. We've done movement, we've done V-folds, we've done a lot of layers. And next up, we're going to actually make a box pop-up. So let me see if I can find an example. Here is what we're going to make, something like what we're going to make today. Now this one, this box structure here, and not including these wires, this is kind of what we're going to be making. And it'll have a lid. It will not have a lid like this because that's pretty complicated what we're doing there. But you can see how it's sort of built. It goes flat, and then you can actually see on the inside, and you can see how the box sort of opens. It's attached to the base page at a certain point, and it can close. And what's nice about it is it makes something really solid on the base page. Look at that. You can see it from all angles. We're going to see it there from all angles. Now this one's a little bit skewed, but we're going to make one that is a real box that's measured, just right and has all the right angles. But this is sort of an example of what we're going to do. And so let's get started. All right, students, let's get a piece of cardstock. I think I'll get, for the base page, just get a regular white piece of cardstock right here. And what do we do to start off? We fold it in half. We make a nice hamburger fold. That's a nice hinge on our base page. To make it a little easier for everyone to see, I'm just going to mark it with a pencil. Let's use this just unused piece of cardstock. I just want to cut off one of these corners here because I need the measurement of this right angle. A right angle is 90 degrees. And you can just cut it off just like that. It kind of looks like one of those V-folds that we've made before. We could fold this in. In fact, that's what we're going to, it's going to look like a V-fold. So I'm just going to fold it in half. See how I'm lining up this edge here with this edge? So I'm just folding it this way. All right, so I marked it just so we could see it. Now, what we're going to do with this, we're not actually going to use this in our pop-up. We are going to use it as a measuring tool. So this angle from here to there, so from this to this here, that angle is 90 degrees. We know that. So when we cut it in half, it's 45 degrees from there to there, 45 degrees from there to there. I'm going to lay this down on my base page just like this, and I'm going to line up the center fold of the V-fold here. I'm going to line it up with the center fold of my base page, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to mark this edge here. Let's hold it over here. I'm going to mark this way, just like that. All right, so now, and we don't need this for now. We don't need this anymore. But now we've got those two 45-degree angles, or we've got this 90-degree big angle here, and that's going to help us when making our boxes. Because if you look at a box, each angle here and here is a 90, and 90, and 90, and 90. This side here, call it A, is the same as this side over here. So these two sides are the same, and then we're going to call these B and B. And those two sides, that's a P, B and B. Those are the same. And now we're going to cut two long rectangle strips. I'm going to use a different color just so we can see those pieces. And then I'll use my ruler. I'm going to make a strip that is about 2 inches tall. And then I'm just going to mark it all the way across. And we're going to need two of those, so zing. All right, so we have our lines here, right, to make our strips. And all we need is some golden scissors. And then we got two strips. We can put them together really. Make sure they're lined up and they're held together. And let's just fold them. Let's fold one side different than the other. Just like that. You know what? I think I made these a little long. I think what I'm going to do, knock off that much. It's a little long. All right, so now we have the sides of the boxes and they're the same, And if we hold them kind of like this, you can start to see where the box is going to come together. All right, we're going to tape one of these walls down to the base page. And these lines are going to tell us where to tape them. So we're going to use one-sided tape. And we're going to tape it all along that line. And make sure that your tape doesn't go over this fold line too much. See how far I taped it over the edge? See, this is not what you want. So all I'm going to do is use my little scissors. So we've got one wall taped down, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this other side down, just like that. And I'm going to use some more one-sided tape, and I'm going to tape it to this edge, but I'm going to tape it sticky side up. And I'm not going to have my tape, when it's sticky side up, go over this fold line here. I'm going to close this side of the card, just like this. And I'm going to press down where that sticky tape is. All right, let's open it up. And it's almost exactly on that line we drew. Look at that. Of our box, our pop-up box. Now, we got to put these on. Now, how could we do it? Well, we could maybe try to build it sort of, you know, the same way on the opposite side, but that's not going to work. That's not going to work at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little more one-sided tape. I think I'm going to tape it sticky side on one of these walls. I have too much tape on that edge. So this is the short wall, right? I'm going to go to the long wall here and this edge, and I'm going to tape it to that edge, just like that. Now it's flopping all over the place. Look at that. This floppy edge, on this side, we need to tape it to this side. So let's do the same thing again. I'm going to put my tape here, and I'm just going to tape it down just like that. All right, you can see the box. Look at that. All right, so it's sticking out. What are you going to do? You know what we'll do later on? We'll make the card bigger. In the beginning, when I'm designing something, I'm not real concerned about how much it sticks out because I can always add and subtract some of the paper on the edges of the paper. Let's get to making the top now. Let's use a little bit of this scrap. We have some scrap left. And what we need to do, the top, right, is going to be the same size as this bottom shape, right? So let's just stick our paper right under here just like that, and let's bring out our pencil. And I'm just going to mark the corners a little, like there's a corner, there's a corner, there's a corner. Got it right. See my little marks there? Let's put this aside. Let's zoom in. Let's make sure I did this right. I'm just going to make some marks. 1, 2, just gonna cut it. Ta-da, we've got our top. Now we need to put this lid on top of our box. But there's one issue. If I had it attached right there, it would, when it closes, it would hit this edge. So what we need to do, see how the bottom of the box is actually the base page? Since it folds like that, we should copy that on here. So all we got to do is fold it like this. And I think what we'll do is we'll attach the long side first. So let's use some one-sided tape again. And it's not going over this side or this side. We're going to tape it to this side just like this. Let's see if you can see this. Oh, that was actually perfect. Look at that. That's pretty. No, I'm not quite right. You want to make sure, see this little corner here, this point, it needs to be right at that point. And I had a little off. Sometimes you don't get it right the first time, and it's okay. All right, so there, we have a lid, and it's sticking on the box, but at this point, it's just flopping all over. We don't want that, we don't want it. We want this surface here to kind of stay in sync with this surface, stay parallel. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually, see how it's going to kind of move like that so it pushes inward. Now, we want to make it so that the box lid closes properly. So what we need to do, we're going to take some of our scrap paper and we're just going to make, we're going to make something, we're going to make a little strut, a little piece that's going to be as tall as the side of the box. So I'm just going to use this scrap piece of paper and I'm going to mark it. So now we know that the side of our box is that tall. Hey, you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to fold this in half because our strut needs to be kind of strong. So it doesn't hurt that it's doubled up. It doesn't have to go the entire width of this, but it does need to be this high. And let's check and see if it's tall enough. Is it tall enough? Yep. So this strut, what we're going to do is I'm going to use just some double stick tape. So this piece, which is as tall as the side of our box, we're actually going to tape it. We're going to tape it to the top of the box, and we're going to make sure that the edge of our strut is parallel to the edge of the lid. You're not going to tape it over that center fold on the lid. You're going to make sure it stays only on the bigger side here, right? Only on this one side, because if it goes across, it won't work properly. Now this is something I like to do. I love to like close the pop-up and peek inside. See how I did that? So I can see inside there. We're gonna tape this edge down. So all we gotta do, add a little tape to that edge. Let's see, we're gonna push that in. Gotta show you, push that in, all right? And I'm gonna peek inside, see where it's supposed to go, see where it's supposed to go right there? Make sure it's taped down. The lid, look at how nice. Ooh, that's nice. Now all we have to do is tape this edge down. That is a good pop-up box. See how it comes right up to that edge? Now it's time to make something cool out of it. First, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use some of my scrap paper and I'm going to add to the base page. All right, so now our pop-up fits inside our card. Oh, it's so nice. Okay, what am I gonna turn this into? Let's add a layer. And I'm just going to cut a rectangle, maybe about this size. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a fold kind of like this. All right, so I made a layer. Before we tape it, I'm gonna mark this edge on the paper. I'm gonna tape down this edge here and also here. And we're gonna tape this to there, just like that. We'll close it. Hey, look it, there's two kind of boxes coming off. That's cool. Okay, so we're going to make one more box over here, maybe making a little layer like this. I think this time I'm gonna make a different shaped box. I think I'm gonna make it kind of like, and I'm gonna fold it kind of like this, right? And I'm gonna attach it over here. All right, so we've got one box, two box, and our main box right here. And then what else am I gonna add? Well, you know what's interesting? This folded lid actually mimics almost exactly what's happening on our base page. And when we have something that's kind of like a base page, you know what we can do? we can make a pop-up off of it. I'm gonna use a different color to go up here. And I'm gonna make, remember earlier we cut that corner off? I'm gonna kind of make a round off the edge like that. I'm gonna fold it in half. And I'm gonna tape it to the top. It's a little big though. I'm gonna make it smaller. Look at that. So there's a V-fold on top of our box. Look at that. What could we turn that into? I wonder. Let's see. Well, I think I'll do like a little shape like this. There's one side. And I want to make another one of those shapes. So I have two shapes like this, but I want to make the edge a little different. Just gonna kind of like that. Because what I want to do is I want to have this shape tape here, and I want to have this shape tape here, and they're going to kind of interlock, something like that. There we go. Oh no, it's sticking out again. Oh, I wonder what I'm gonna do. Oh, fixed it. Cool. I'm gonna shape the edges a little. Okay, we've got that shape, and then what else do we need? Oh, I got an idea for two more of these. We need some like, and then maybe one more of those for the other side. Well, I wonder what this could be. What could we turn this into? Well, why don't I do a little magic and wing to Matthew from, oh, look at happy B-Day to you. So see what we did? We took our regular box pop-up, right? And then I added a V-fold to the top and added some extra pieces on there. And then I took those layers on the side. See, those are just layers we can see through right there. And those are extra packages on side. So you can make a really cool, with a box pop-up like this, you can make a really cool birthday card. You could make a house out of that. You could make, I was thinking about actually making a bus with little people inside out of the same shape. There's all kinds of things you could do with this box mechanism pop-up. But I made this because I deserve it. It's my birthday. Oh, happy birthday to me. I'm so cool. I also want to thank everyone for being so patient with me over the last few months while I've been sort of busy with other projects and some upcoming books that I think everyone's going to be excited about coming out actually in about a month or so in October of 2018. One of which, ooh, let me show you, Night Before Christmas, a petrifying pop-up for the holidays. Woo-hoo-hoo. I'm so excited about this. Let me give you a little no. And I have one more pop-up that's coming out actually in about a month or so. And here, let me give you a little hint. So we're gonna have some Harry Potter crafts and some Nightmare Before Christmas DIY pop-up crafts coming very soon. And we're also gonna have some giveaways and all kinds of stuff like that. And I'm gonna try to have a new pop-up masterclass or a new pop-up craft every single week here on YouTube because it's fun and I like reaching out to everybody and sharing what I know, and I like sharing and making stuff together. I think it's really fun. All right, class, see you next week, and be sure to do your homework.